Hi everyone, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the Sunday weekly forecast. It is for all signs. It is for the week of February 19th through the 25th. So we'll be transferring from Aquarius season into Pisces season. And I believe the 22nd is the new moon in Pisces, right? Oh no, sorry. The 20th is the new moon in Pisces. Oh, it's 2 days earlier than I thought. So that should be like for some really interesting energy. I'm kind of excited to see what these cards give us. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when you listen to the channel, what decks I'm using, how to contact me via social media if you want to follow me or want to book a private reading. Know that I will never solicit you for a reading. And some easy ways to support the channel by hitting that thumbs up button, leaving me a question or comment, sharing the video out, and subscribing to the channel, obviously, and hitting the notification bell so you get notified. I do daily content. Now, each of these cards in the weekly represent kind of a day or two of the week for you, the underpinning energy kind of what's going on. And then we build upon it throughout the week from the other daily readings. Some of you may experience all of these cards and then some. Some of you may only experience one of these cards. You've just kind of got to take whatever works and leave the rest. If none of it resonates or none of it makes sense, that's okay. Nothing's wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You just might be working on something different than the majority of the viewers that will come in and watch this video over time. The other thing about time with these readings is I do believe that they're timeless, even though this is originally created for February 19th through the 25th. If you're seeing it and what I'm saying makes sense to whatever's going on in your, present moment, by all means utilize the reading. Don't get stuck on the time thing. All right, so let's get into this and see what's going on here. What do we need to know for the 19th through the 25th? Give me the underpinning. I'm just thinking it. I know some of my viewers are probably going to be thinking it when they see this video come out. I don't even want to mention the card because it's like that which cannot be named right now. I have a little bit of PTSD from the February readings and we're not even done yet. So I have that deck shuffled. Let's see what's going to come out for this week. I'm trying not to think about it. But those of you that watch regularly, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see where we're at. Interesting, okay. I just saw the healing mantra top card, so. Okay, so at the beginning of the week, what we have is, ooh, wow, Judgment. No joke, after yesterday's World reading, World is the end of the Fool's journey, right? Judgment is associated with the sign of Scorpio. It is about answering the call, the higher spiritual call, rising to our highest purpose, or what do I want to say? Like rising to our highest present version of self, right? At a deeply spiritual, personal level. Judgment can indicate, like, when I'm thinking about the world from yesterday and sort of how we've been seeing the fountain card all month. To me, this feels like the shift. Like, I'm kind of, I swear to God, I have PTSD from that fountain card. I am kind of not wanting to predict this, but I'm going to, in a sense, is because we're shifting from Aquarius season into Pisces season, and the new moon, all of that with the cards happening the way that they've been happening. I feel like we've been told by the cards for the first half of February to sit tight. Now we see the world from yesterday's reading, which is kind of like, okay, we've sat tight, we've learned what we've needed to learn, we've graduated to a certain degree, or a new understanding has maybe come within us, or a new awareness, a new desire even. As we begin to act on that desire, it starts to call us through this Judgment card, right? At a very sort of deep, powerful level. This to me could be a truth within ourselves, right? Is the sense that I'm getting. A calling, a truth, a desire, something that we can no longer like deny, right? And potentially, we've had to look at it through the first half of February with that fountain card. That's why I kept repeating and telling us to just be and connect and be more of a, like almost a witness or a bystander to what's going on around you, not necessarily being affected by it or reacting to it. I think now is the call, now is the time to begin to not only listen, right, and be, but also to begin to flow forward and take action. So my feeling is, if you're being pushed in a certain direction by, like, say, a desire within you, a feeling, a calling, by all means, begin to formulate that. The other reason why I say that is because the new moon in Pisces, new moons are all about creation, and Pisces is highly intuitive, highly psychically connected, highly spiritual sign. So we're all going to be feeling this on some level. Regardless of what our sign is, we're going to be feeling the effects of that Pisces new moon, and also just Pisces season in general. It's going to be calling us to our higher spiritual understanding or version of ourselves, and then acting from that place. I haven't seen the other cards yet, but I kind of feel like this is going to be an extremely successful time or opportune time for setting up whatever it is we next want or desire, okay? Let's look at the midweek card. Speaking of what we want and what we desire, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is a manifester, but she's also, I'm going to say this, she's the queen, so she's cups related, even though she's an earth sign, right? She's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but the queens are associated with the suit of cups. So that ties into the Pisces energy. Water and earth are highly sort of complementary to one another. And so when I see her in the midweek, this is about making like firm 3D choices as to how to better our situation, bring in more abundance, more of whatever it is that we want sort of materially. She does represent like money, career, finance, but I also feel like it doesn't just live in that wheelhouse, right? We can produce maybe better friendships, better relationships, as we focus on them, as we concentrate on them, as we decide, like, this is what I want, this is how I want it. Now I'm going to start to make discerning decisions towards making it happen from not only a practical way, because the Queen of Pentacles would be very practical or grounded in her decision making. She might be a little bit slow to choose, right? Because to me, Pentacles is the slowest of the suits in that way. But she is going to make good, solid decisions towards her own growth, expansion, even, pay attention to new ideas we might be having during this week, because Judgment and the Queen of Pentacles could be taking those higher desires or spiritual kind of intuitions within ourselves and actually finding practical action steps towards moving towards that in the 3D world and bringing about that abundance. I get this sense of patience with her, obviously because she's Pentacles, but I also feel like that patience, or why I'm hearing the word patience, is that we're setting the groundwork for maybe the second half of February into March as to what it is we want to create in regards to our own abundance, and in regards to our own our own awareness of, I want to say, almost this new alignment. I don't want to sound like kind of kooky, but it almost feels like a new vibrational alignment that we've hopefully acquired through the first half of February or the months previous to where we're at now. The world indicates from yesterday that we've kind of graduated, we've assimilated that knowledge. Judgment's now saying, okay, now that we have the knowledge, what are we going to do about it? The Queen comes in the midweek and says, okay, this is what I'm going to actually do, like in the physical 3D world, the action steps that I'm going to take to make this happen, whatever it is. And each one of you are going to have a different this, but like not to disrespect the Queen of Wands, but I'm hearing fertile myrtle. Like, in other words, the time, the energy, the opportunity is here, and it's very fertile for creation. and creation that is in alignment with a deeper sense of who we are and where we're at now than we have been previously in the past. I hope that makes sense. Let's go to the end of the week card. Jesus. Death. Things are going to be left behind, especially with judgment there. Death is also associated with Scorpio. Scorpio is one of the water signs. We're in Pisces season. There's a new moon of creation going on. Highly psychic, highly intense, maybe even emotionally intense, right? I feel like, to me, death is inevitable as a card. We can't avoid it. We can't fight it. We may have to make decisions of where to make cuts or changes in our relationships, careers, what's the word I'm looking for? Paths, right? In the sense that, that's not the right word. Sorry, I'm a little tired, guys. Like, we might have to make shifts and changes, like big transformational changes in the choices that we make, the decisions that we make, in where we're heading or what we've been doing thus far. And things will be coming to sort of a finalization or an end in certain areas of our life in what I would think would be profound ways. And the reason why I say profound is obviously this is major arcana, but with judgment being at the beginning of the week and seeing the world yesterday, death here, it feels like a major turnover or shift. Like, I'm in my third eye right now, I'm sort of seeing like a snake shedding its skin. So it's like extremely transformative right now. And what I like about the Queen being in the middle of here is that although this is like maybe an emotional or spiritual or sort of psychic transformation, right, with being buffeted by both major arcana cards associated with Scorpio, because Scorpio is all about transformation. The Queen there kind of keeps us grounded and solid while this transformation takes place. She keeps us centered. We have the ability, that energy has the ability to keep us like on course, so to speak, even though the course may feel new, or the choices may feel new, or the direction we're heading may be new. And in the process of turning towards that direction or answering the call, rising to that call in the beginning of the week, then making those decisions, things are going to fall away that are no longer in alignment with that, right? And so I don't think that this death card is necessarily a negative. It is a very, I want to say like permanent, and that might feel scary. You know, like, there's, my sense is that there is a decision that's being made this week. We're each going to be making it our own different ways in our lives that shifts our path, like our life path or our choices of how we've been living or in what ways we've been living, that should be profound and more in alignment with who we are than we've ever been. Let's just say that. This feels really big to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading into these judgment and death, but something about both Scorpio cards and major arcana coming out with the Pisces new moon. And I'm not sure what's going on with the other planets right now, but there's an opportunity here to, there's this phrase that I've been hearing called jumping timelines. That's what this energy feels like. Like, these cards feel like they're telling me that we have an opportunity to maybe shift or change life paths. Like, this feels bigger than just like, oh, I'm going to go this direction today. It's like the direction we're choosing shuts other doors, closes down other timelines that maybe we were traveling along or assumed we'd stay traveling on. Death indicates no, we're not anymore. We're shifting our gears and going another direction, and that's okay. It could feel a little scary though, with death and judgment being here. But again, like I said, the queen to me seems emotionally sound and obviously grounded enough to kind of look at the like face down these changes and continue to sort of move forward. All right. Now let's go to the healing mantra. You guys are gonna have to let me know if this makes sense to you or if this is going on for you, because this feels really big. And so I don't know how we're all going to be dealing with this, but this feels like I'm hearing life changing. The healing mantra card is befriending pain. And it says, when discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. I think the discomfort we've maybe been in for a while now, and I think that might have been some of the fountain's presence throughout these readings in February, was to get us to sit still in the present moment, to open our awareness to things that maybe aren't working for us anymore or haven't been working for us for a while. And now is the time to really look at that, sort of heal it up by befriending the loss. That's sort of also the death card at the end of the week. It's like we're prepping ourselves for this transformation. We're aware it needs to take place, and now is sort of the time to do it. The next card, because I've been showing you these, because I just looked down at it also, is awakening inspired action. So even though this might feel, you know, painful, scary even a little bit, like worrisome from the sense of, oh my God, if this changes, I thought this was always going to be that way. I thought this relationship would always be in my life, or I thought this job would be, you know, I thought I would stay here forever. Whatever it is we're letting go of, that may feel scary. It may bring up, you know, sadness or pain, nostalgia, things like that, but it's okay. Let those things come up, especially with both of the Scorpio cards. Emotionally, we're supposed to let this stuff come up, let it bubble to the surface, heal it, let the, you know, Queen of Pentacles heal it in that way, because she's also very much 3D body energy, being the Pentacles queen, right? So healing that pain, releasing it, and letting it die in a way, letting it transform or transmute, and then moving forward towards a new path and taking this sort of awakened, inspired action. The other thing I want to just glance at is, what is the underpinning card at the bottom of the deck? It's the Lovers. Gemini energy, also Major Arcana. I forgot to show that to you at the beginning. So, and the Lovers is about a choice. Ultimately, it's called the choice. It is very much a romantic card, and this could be around, for some of you, relationships that were important, that maybe are no longer serving or no longer connecting in the way that they used to. But regardless of what it is that we're making this decision around, or this choice around, it needs to be made. There's like, and also I'll say this too, as I'm looking at befriending pain, I'm thinking about the green color of that Queen of Pentacles card and how it's like sort of a deep healing energy in that green. And befriending pain is about also healing whatever is within us that limits us, holds us back, stops us. This is not about being stopped. This is about rising up, moving forward, no matter at whatever cost, is kind of the feeling I get with this death card there. All right, let's go to the clarifiers really quick. We've got Two of Pentacles, again, another choice card. I mean, there's always free will. King of Swords, not mad at seeing his card today. And then the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy. So we have the Pisces new moon, we have Cancerian energy of the Chariot, and we have two Scorpio cards. So get ready, guys. It is going to be a water season week, in the sense that our intuition will probably be heightened. Our emotions may be heightened, especially with befriending pain there also. But it's not a bad thing, is my feeling. With the Queen of Pentacles there and the King of Swords, we'll be making decisions from places that are grounded within us, not only emotionally and physically, but also mentally. The King of Swords is all about logic and reason over emotions or anything like that. So even though this might feel emotionally charged, we have the power to make this decision and then move forward, right? That's kind of the chariot sitting right next to the King of Swords. But we get the opportunity to make the choice. That Two of Pentacles says to me, as I'm looking at it, I'm hearing like, some may not choose. And as I said that, I hear this idea that even if we don't make a choice, or if we stay somewhere where it's no longer serving us and we're aware of that, that still is a choice ultimately. And it also leads to a different kind of death, if that makes sense. And that death is far more painful and upsetting, and that's something we don't want to experience. So ideally, this week, we're brave enough to really look at things, unpack whatever we're feeling, whatever, where we're at, what's going on, and then making, very clear, concise decisions around that this week and moving forward. Let's go to the grounding stone. Okay. Wow. So this is on obsidian and it's meditation. This entire week needs to be about focusing on ourselves, how we feel, and not just feel like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. How we feel at a deeper spiritual level about what's going on around us, where we're being pulled or drawn. Listening to like sort of our intuition and our spirit and our emotions, really, with befriending pain. There's this, I don't know if requirement is the right word, but there's a requirement to face this stuff and then make a decision around it. And as I said, some of you, hopefully the majority of you, will make the right decision and do what's best for you. Only you'll know what that answer is, but some of you may not. You might stay in what's familiar or what's safe. But ultimately, if you do that, you're still going to end up, my feeling is you're still going to end up having to make the choice. Either it's just further down the line. Because that death card is speaking to like those that choose to kind of stay in what's familiar yet not in alignment with them anymore. The pain of that death, it's like that's actually like not even befriending the pain in the befriending pain card. It's maybe creating more pain. And so for maybe some of you, your threshold is high for pain, or you just don't have enough pain yet to really fully make the decision. That's the kind of the trepidation I get with the Two of Pentacles there. Some of you actually may juggle this a little too long. Those of you that get in there and channel this King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles kind of decision making, because both of those two kind of, we have air element and earth element, will help to balance the deeply sort of emotional, psychic energies that are going on within us, the signals that we're getting maybe from within our own intuition or body, or however we're receiving those signals. They are going to be rather strong and clear this week. And so, and there's like, again, with the Lovers there, and this is like a gorgeous Lovers card, there is a huge, huge choice to be made. It's to be made from a place of love and compassion and what's best for us, rather than say another party or the situation or whatever it is that we've been in. That is your reading, guys. I hope that makes sense. It just, and also meditating on this throughout the entire week, like, and it can be a waking meditation. You don't have to like go sit in a corner but keep your focus on what the signals are that are coming to you, either through your intuition, your emotions, your spirit, and begin to make those decisions from there. And through this week, profound changes will take place. Like profound. All right, that is your forecast. No big, heavy, message there. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I look forward to seeing how this week goes. Let me know if this reading made sense, and I'll see you guys tomorrow to see what the cards say. All right, have a great day. Take care.